Students, we are going to derive the equations of motion today. When an object moves along a straight line path and if the acceleration is constant, if it is undergoing uniform acceleration, we can get some equations which relates velocity time, position time and position and velocity. They are called equations of motion. We can derive them by graphical method. These are the three equations of motion. They are V is equal to U plus AT, S is equal to UT plus half AT square, V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. Let me explain the terms first. U is the initial velocity. What is U? U is the initial velocity. V is the final velocity. T is time. A acceleration. Then S is the distance covered. So we know the terms as well. Now we can derive one by one. So let me go to the first equation of motion, that is the velocity time relation. First equation of motion is called the velocity time relation, right? So first equation of motion is called velocity time relation. Which is that equation? It is V is equal to U plus AT. We are going to derive this equation. We are doing it by graphical method. So we need to plot a graph. So I will take a new page and plot a graph because I need the same graph for all the three equations. So this is the graph. It's a velocity time graph. Y-axis, x-axis. It is having an initial velocity u. Its initial velocity is not 0, or the object is not at rest when you started the observation. So it is having an initial velocity u. Then the velocity is increasing at a uniform rate, or it has a constant acceleration from this point, and the final velocity is v, right? So I am just drawing perpendiculars to y-axis, and x-axis from this point V. This is U. Just redrawing this. I'm just drawing a parallel line to the time axis as well. So which is my graph? My velocity is increasing from u to v. My velocity is increasing from u to v. Now, this is my origin. I'm giving the names. This point is A. This is B. This is C. And this is D. This is E. Right? Now, this is my graph, the one which is represented by a green line, which shows the change in velocity. Initially, the velocity was u, and the velocity is increasing, and the final velocity is v. Right? Now, here I have drawn perpendicular lines from point B to the y-axis and x-axis. This is my time axis in seconds, and this is my speed or velocity axis, which is in meter per second. Right? So, here I have drawn a line AD which is parallel to OC, the time axis, and we have another perpendicular drawn from B to point E, which represents the final velocity, and another one okay, we have already drawn this one parallel to the time axis we have already drawn. So what will be BC? BC is BD plus DC, right? And here OA is representing the value of initial velocity, because the motion starts from here, right? When we were observing, the initial velocity of the object was u. So OA, which is showing the initial velocity u, right? And OC, which is representing the time, which is also equivalent to AD, right? Now let's concentrate on this particular position, that is BD. What is BD? BD is the change in velocity, the line which is representing the change in velocity, right? So BD is equal to BC minus DC, right? So what is BC? BC is the whole length, right? So this shows the final velocity. BC shows the final velocity, and OA or BC shows the initial velocity, right? So this is equivalent to BC, and BC is representing actually the final velocity. So if you want to get BD, that is the change in velocity, it is BC minus DC, right? So I can write it as V minus U. Then this is a velocity time graph. In the previous class we have seen if the velocity time graph is a straight line, the slope of that velocity time graph will give me the acceleration, right? The slope of the velocity time graph gives me acceleration. So what is acceleration here? Change in velocity upon time. what is the change in velocity over here? BD is the change in velocity. BD means BC minus DC, right? So I have already got it. BD is equal to B minus U, but I am not substituting here. First, let me complete this equation. BD divided by AD. Here I have taken the slope of the graph, that is change in velocity upon time. So this represents the parameter on the y-axis and this represents the parameter on the x-axis, right? So BD upon AD, which is equivalent to V minus U upon OC, right? V minus U upon AD and OC both are time. So I can write it as V minus U upon T, right? So I have got the first equation of motion, which is here itself I can write acceleration A is equal to acceleration A is equal to V minus U upon T or V minus U, which is BD, which is equal to AT. From this I can get V is equal to U plus A multiplied by T. I have derived the first equation of motion. Again, write it here, there is no space. So V is equal to U plus AT. This is the first equation of motion. Now, what will be the second equation of motion? Now we have derived the first equation of motion. Which method we have used? Graphical method. Here I have drawn a graph which shows the motion of an object whose initial velocity was u and final velocity is v. And when I was taking the slope of the graph, this is a vt graph, so the slope of the graph will give me the acceleration. So this line in green color shows the change in velocity, right? That is the graph. So if I take the slope of that particular line AB, I can take the slope as BD upon AD, right? Or change in velocity upon time, because AD represents the time only. So it will be V minus U upon T. If I want to get acceleration from that, I can get A is equal to V minus U upon T or V is equal to U plus AT. This is a relationship which relates velocity and time. And all these equations of motion are valid only for constant acceleration. Now let's do second equation of motion. So I'm using the same VT graph to derive the second equation of motion. Second equation of motion, we have seen it is the position time relationship, right? The position time relationship. Second equation of motion. Is the position time relation. The position time relation, right? Now, when we were discussing graphical representation of motion, we have seen if you have a velocity time graph, the area under the VT graph gives you the distance traveled by the object, right? We have seen it in your previous class. So here this is a VT graph. So the area under the graph will give you the distance traveled by the object. So what is the graph here? AB, the line AB is the graph here. So area under AB will give me the distance traveled by the object. So to calculate how will I get this? Distance traveled by the object will be given by the area under VT graph. Distance traveled is equal to, distance traveled by the object is equal to area under VT graph, right? So here I have a rectangle ADCO and a triangle ADB. So if I want to calculate the distance traveled I use the letter S, which will be equal to the sum of, I have to take the whole area, right? I have to take the whole area. So I'm just showing it to you like this. This is my rectangle and this is my triangle, right? So it will be the area of the rectangle here. The rectangle is A B C O plus area of the triangle. Triangle is A B D. Now what will be the equation to calculate the area of the rectangle? It is length into breadth, right? So here it is, I can write it as AO multiplied by OC plus area of the triangle. What will be the formula? Half into base into height. So half multiplied by base is AD and height is BD. So what will be this? S is equal to AO, this is showing the initial velocity, and OC shows the time. So UT plus half, AD represents what? Again the time, multiplied by BD. If I have to express BD in the form of change in velocity, I can write it as V minus, you have seen in the previous equation, BD is the change in velocity, that is V minus U. So as per the first equation of motion, from first equation of motion I know V minus U is equal to A multiplied by T. So if I substitute this in this equation, I will be getting UT plus half T multiplied by AT. So what will I get finally? It is UT plus half AT square. This is the second equation of motion, or which is the position time relationship. Understood? Now let's go to the third equation of motion. Here also I am using the same velocity time graph. I am rubbing this. I am using the same velocity time graph here. Now we have to derive the third equation of motion, which is the position velocity relationship. In this method, I have calculated the distance traveled from this method, that is adding the areas of two figures, that is rectangle and triangle. But in this third equation, I am using the method of calculating the area of the trapezium. So here I have third equation of motion. And here I am considering it like this. This is a trapezium. The whole trapezium I am taking. The whole thing I am taking. This is my trapezium. OABC. This is my trapezium OABC here. I am shading the whole area. Right, this is the whole area I am considering. This is A. So, how will I get the same method I am using? I know that the distance traveled by the object in time t will be given by the area enclosed within the trapezium, or area under the graph will give me the distance traveled. So here I am using this method, distance traveled by the object. Distance traveled by the object will be given by the area of the trapezium. What is the name of the trapezium? OABC. Right? Now, how will I calculate the area of the trapezium? It is half multiplied by sum of parallel sides multiplied by the distance between them, right? So it is half multiplied by sum of parallel sides. So that is OA plus BC multiplied by the distances OC, right? So here I have seen these values already, so I am just writing it down again. OA was U and BC was P and OC was T. So I'll be getting S is equal to half. This is U plus V multiplied by T. Now, as per the first equation of motion, I have already written here what is this first equation of motion. V minus U is equal to AT, right? Or V is equal to U plus AT. So from this I can write T as V minus U upon A, right? So I will be writing this expression like this. It is half multiplied by, instead of U plus V, I am writing V plus U. This is the same. Instead of T, I am writing this in terms of V and U. So it will be V minus U upon A, right? T from the first equation of motion is this. So what is V plus U multiplied by V minus U? It's in the form of A plus B multiplied by A minus B, right? So it is A square minus B square, right? So here it will be S is equal to 1 by 2A multiplied by B square minus U square. So if I want to write it in the proper form, I can write 2AS is equal to B square minus U square, or B square is equal to U square plus 2AS. This is how I can derive the third equation of motion. Thank you.